Welcome to etrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Konig XB16 snow tire chain here on a 2020 Ford Escape. These snow tire chains are going to be an excellent fit for the Ford Escape. They're going to get you, in my opinion, the best of both worlds. Between the diamond pattern and the square link, you're going to get enough traction without losing too much of your turning and without sacrificing your start and stop by getting away from the ladder pattern tire chains. They're going to come in a pair of two with a plastic hard case, which is really nice. A lot of snow tire chains come with like a real chintzy bag. It tends to rip and tear through the off season when you're just keeping it in storage. So I like that it comes with this. That way when it's time to put the tire chains back for the year, you can put them in this, set them underneath the back seat or in the garage somewhere, and not have to worry about them tearing through. The chains themselves are going to be made of a manganese nickel alloy, so they will stand up to rust and corrosion. Now keep in mind, a tire chain is kind of a wear item. It's something that you're intentionally putting on the tires and chewing through as you drive. And it's something that's not necessarily going to last many seasons, but that manganese nickel alloy construction is going to help it in the off season when you do have it just set aside. As long as you oil it, grease it, dry it so that it's not sitting wet, it will last much longer than, say, a high carbon steel. The assisted tensioning system on these tire chains is an excellent feature to have, especially since as your tires wear down, the fit might change over time, and this gives you plenty of wiggle room to make sure that as long as these tire chains are holding up, it'll fit in your vehicle. The installation for these tire chains is pretty simple. It's something that I highly recommend you practice in your garage, so that way it's not your first time putting them on somewhere out in the snow. Your ladder patterns tire chains you might compare this to are ones that you might have to lay out, drive on, crawl underneath, make a bunch of connections. This is nice and easy because it has a split in the center. All you got to do is pass it around, and as long as you have enough room to get it behind the tire, you can start making connections and get back out on the road. The first step of the installation or testing them out in your driveway or garage is going to be to lay out your tire chain next to your tire. We're up here on the front tire of the Ford Escape because they tend to be front-wheel drive vehicles. But you want to check your owner's manual and make sure that you're adding your additional traction to wherever the vehicle's drivetrain is sending the power. When you lay out your chain, you want to make sure that the yellow end of the cable is facing the back of the vehicle. This ensures that the smooth sides of these hooks are wrapped around the cable are facing up. That way when you do drape this over the tire, you're not having those little tough contact points right there scraping the sidewall, making any unnecessary punctures or scratches. Keeping in mind the gap in the center, you're going to bunch up the chain and swing it around the back side of the tire to start making connections. Our first connection is going to be around the back side of the tire. It's going to be a little tough to see through a tight spot like that, but we're going to be connecting them like this, making sure that we're not bumping into any of the moving components back behind the tire. Now we just got to drape the chain up over the top and make our connection in the front. All the touch points and connections on these tire chains are going to be color coded, so we're going to take this red link and connect it to this red hook. For our last connection, it's going to be the assisted tensioning system. So using my thumb, I'm going to open this latch, drape the chain through, pull it up. Now we can get cranking on it and get a nice tight fit. Just use these red plastic hooks on the side, just secure the chain up out of the way. Then using this rubber portion right here, again keeping in mind to keep the hook away from the side of the tire, pull it across, connect it to that link, and we're good to go. And that was a look at the Konig XB16 snow tire chains here on the 2020 Ford Escape.